This is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time. I wanted to break out my knife collection and walk through it, show you some of the cool knives I've collected over the years. I don't collect as much as I used to. In fact, I haven't really purchased a knife in quite a while. Sold more than I bought in the last couple years. But the ones that I have here, I just have a hard time letting go of. So let's dig right in and kind of look at some of the things I've got here. I'm going to kind of start back to front, kind of from more off the shelf to custom knives. This little guy right here is a CRKT Van Hoy Snapfire. And this was actually a gift to me by my brother. And I love the design of this, very unique. It has this kind of rainbow anodized color on the wheel here. I gotta be honest, I always forget how to close this thing when I open them, so I don't grab it all that often, but it's kind of unique. You pull back on the safety, and then you push down. You can see this whole thing kind of moves forward. Push down on that to release it and close it. Pretty nice little knife. This is technically the very first custom I ever had made. This is a Morris. It's just a friction folder. He makes these nice little leather sheaths. What was nice about this is kind of the first time I got to, hand choose the features I wanted in a knife, but it just uses friction to open and close it. He uses files, tooling files to make the blades from, and just a real nice, neat little knife. Bottle opener on here. Nice, slick, lightweight knife. My only downside to this is kind of a pain to carry because it doesn't have a clip. You just have this thing loose in your pocket, and I don't like that. This is a zero tolerance. This is the 0562 carbon fiber. I love zero tolerance knives. Anytime anybody asks me what knife I recommend, ask them what their budget is. If you're in that $200 to $400 range, which is really kind of, I know it's a lot of money for most people for a knife, but really that's the low end of, or that's a high end of like an off-the-shelf knife. Zero tolerance are extremely nice knives. You can see this one's been well used. I really can't speak highly enough of zero tolerance knives. This is a knife that really began it all for me. This is a Spyderco Para Military 2, and this is the first knife I ever bought that was over $100. I think I paid $100 for it. And this knife really started the craze because once I realized how nice a quality knife is, it's hard to go back. This here is actually one that I did some custom work to. I don't even remember. It's a Kershaw. I don't remember what it was called. Some of you guys in the comments might remember what this is called. But I actually got some G10 and made my own scales for this, and just really kind of, I wanted to make it something of my own. This is really before all the other ones you see here. This is probably the oldest knife I have in this collection. This is really before I started getting into customs. This guy right here is a Rexford Rutt. This is a triple out design edition. It's titanium, holds a blade in it, bottle opener, flathead screwdriver. Just a really nice, neat little small package. Moving on, this guy right here is a Medford. I don't remember off the top of my head the number name for it. Really thick, crazy, heavy duty knife. You're not doing anything to this knife. You can beat the crap out of this knife. The weird thing about this is the shape of this right here, because you carry tip up, so this is down in your pocket. Not the most comfortable knife to carry day to day. I've carried it a couple of times, but I actually bought this off of Greg Medford at an NRA show. Bought it off of him, got to talk to him. That was pretty neat. This guy right here is a pretty neat, it's a Brous blades, I think Silent Soldier is what it's called. And carbon fiber scales on it. It's a liner lock. And the idea is behind this is it's a nice daily knife, but it can also be a fighting knife. I have another zero tolerance knife here. This little guy is, I kind of got this for when I was dressing up. I wanted something smaller, not so crazy, but real nice. A little knife. This is a 0450 CF. Sinkovich design. It's a great knife. This is a gift to me. This is, I'll leave the name down in the comments below. I can't remember what it is right now, but it's another flipper knife, but that takes blades, just like your average utility blade. I actually love this thing. It's a high quality titanium scale flipper knife, but with a blade that you don't care if you destroy. downside of this knife on this one, he may have updated it, but the clip on this is pretty weak. I need to take it off and bend it back in place. I haven't really carried it since. There's another one I'm not gonna remember the name of, but this was another custom knife that I had done for me. I love copper. You're gonna see that in a few other knives here. I wanted something kind of customized in copper. Just a cute little guy. Nice belly on the blade. Very sharp. Looks like it's been used for something. It's got some stuff on the blade. But this is a custom knife. The neat thing about customs is you can choose everything. Depending on the knife maker, you can choose blade shape, materials, how you want it to look. I said that I wanted this to be bolstered, and I wanted to use copper, and I think I even picked the blade shape. But this is a great little custom knife. Microtech OTF. Everybody knows these when they see them. OTF knives are a lot of fun. First time you get one and you flip that thing out, it's so cool. This is a copper scale on this. I love the patina that copper gets over time. They have like a glass breaker on the other end. You really can't go wrong with the Microtech. They are expensive, and you think it's expensive for what it is, but when you really look into the engineering and everything that goes behind these, I think they're priced correctly. All right, one of the all-time best knives. If you're a knife collector, this is a knife that most knife collectors want to have in their collection. This is a Reeve Sebenza. I love the blade shape of this, and this is another knife. I think I would get rid of all these other knives before I would get rid of this knife. It's such a simple design. That thing's filthy, and the action's stiff and everything, because I actually do carry this quite a bit. I love this knife. Fit and finish, everything about this knife is just amazing. Get a Sebenza. If you're looking for your first custom mid-tech high-end knife, you can't go wrong with the Sebenza. ADV Tactical. This is one of his butchers. This is kind of one of the knives that really got him on the map. And this is just a really unique big butcher blade knife. Pretty crazy looking. If you're at the mall with your family and your kid needs you to cut a string off something, whip this thing out, people go running. It's a really nice knife. I actually have another one. It's not in here. It must be in another pair of pants hanging in my bedroom or something. I do have a custom. I have a number of knives from Andre, ADV Tactical, and he does fantastic work. This is another knife by Eric Luther. This is another custom, complete custom that I worked with Eric on when the design of. I love Damascus blade steel. So we have Damascus on the blade, we have Damascus on the clip, actually carbon fiber in here. If you know me, I love Damascus, I love carbon fiber. One of all those things. So I worked with him on this blade. This is called the Orphan. This thing is just ridiculous. And when you flip this knife open, it actually recoils back because of the weight of the blade opening up. It just fits in your hand. You feel like you could chop a tree down. Anything you need to chop down, you could use on this blade. Just a ridiculous, beautiful, amazing knife. And I love it. Just, you gotta watch, you don't have your fingers in there when this thing closes. Just a absolutely beauty of a custom knife. I've actually carried this a couple times because it has a pocket clip on it. So why not? But for the most part, it stays in here, and I like to just get it. I'll walk around the house flipping this thing open. I've yet to really hurt myself severely with it, but it's a great knife. So that's kind of a run through. Again, I don't have a ton of knives. You'll see guys on YouTube with just tons and tons of knives. Over the years, I've really whittled down my cheap knives and started using the money for that to buy more expensive knives, and then I sold expensive knives to buy custom knives, and really what I kind of whittled down to here is just a small but very high-end collection. And also a lot of these have a meaning to them because they've either been gifts or they've been customs. And when you work with a custom maker, you get to know them. You get to know Eric, and you get to know these guys, and working with them to build something that is functional art is something I love about knives. So hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think about any of these. Do you have any of these that you like? And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.